Penicillin allergy to the formation of Sarira. Xiefeng. In 1999, I drove a Nissan car with my lover and child from Harare to visit Victoria Falls, which was over 800 kilometers away. During that trip, what amazed me was not just the grandeur of the waterfall, but a young European girl, not even 20 years old, who was bungee jumping. Between Zimbabwe and Zambia, there is an iron bridge over the Zambezi River. The bridge is approximately 1 kilometer above the river surface. Standing on the bridge and looking down, the river water surged, and huge rocks protruded, making one feel dizzy and amazed. On that bridge, people often came to play bungee jumping. It involved tying a specially designed rope around the waist and feet, and then jumping from the bridge. This jump wasn't from a 3-meter-high wall to the ground, it was a leap beyond the limits of death. Not to mention those who have acrophobia, heart disease, or nervous disorders, 90% of people in general wouldn't dare to try it. Some men could be seen playing bungee jumping, which seemed acceptable, but seeing a delicate and beautiful young girl doing it left people dumbfounded and speechless, unable to break a sweat. Even some men still had pale faces after finishing their jumps. However, when this girl was pulled up to the bridge, someone asked her how she felt, and she excitedly exclaimed, "Wonderful." Oh my, while others were almost scared out of their wits, she found it wonderful without changing her expression or heartbeat. Is she even human? It suddenly dawned on me that this girl's mental and emotional makeup was different from others. What ordinary knowledge considers strange phenomena held no strangeness for her. She treats it as simple, ordinary, and normal. It turns out that people are fundamentally different from one another. Despite all being human, the differences between individuals are immense. Some people are allergic to penicillin, while many others are not. Some people are allergic to pollen, while others are not. Some people are allergic to metals other than gold and silver, while others are not. When reading Strange Tales from a Chinese Studio, by Pu Songling and Ji Xiaolan's Notes from the Orchid Pavilion, we discover that some people turn pale at the mention of ghosts, while others, upon encountering a ghost, treat it as casually as they would treat a cat, showing no signs of fear or disturbance. Perhaps some would argue that Strange Tales from a Chinese Studio and Notes from the Orchid Pavilion are metaphorical stories and should not be taken literally. I believe there is some truth to that. However, in broad daylight, when someone puts on a ghost-like mask, some children tremble in fear while others not only show no fear but even burst into laughter. This is a fact. I remember in 1989, after the students in our school watched the movie Painted Skin at a theater in Zhangjiago City, Hebei Province, some of them were afraid to stay alone in the dormitory that night, and they didn't dare to go to the bathroom alone. Yet, many others were completely unfazed. I still remember when I was in middle school, Dongxian County No. 3 Middle School in Gansu Province. One day, a classmate carried a 1-meter-long snake and stood on the podium, shaking it to intentionally scare the female students. The girls laughed and giggled, but a tall male student sitting in the back row screamed and turned pale. The image of fear from that student is deeply etched in my mind. It has been 30 years, but the memory remains vivid, as if it were yesterday. What's there to be afraid of a dead snake? Yet, my classmate reacted as if he had seen a ghost. Freud or parapsychologists might be able to explain it, but regardless of the explanation, it is a fact that this classmate's psychological makeup is unique compared to ordinary people. On the eve of a life-and-death battle between enemies, some people sleep soundly, snoring loudly, while others toss and turn, unable to fall asleep. Beethoven could compose the Heroic Symphony, so why can't we? Da Vinci could paint the Mona Lisa, so why can't we? Newton could discover universal gravitation from a falling apple, so why can't we? Einstein could find the equation for mass-energy equivalence, so why can't we? Because people are fundamentally different. This means that using our own understanding to judge the thoughts and actions of others often leads to incorrect conclusions. In the future world described in the Bible, everyone is free from illness. In the Buddhist scriptures, the Pure Land is described as a realm where everyone lives eternally. In the Lifechanyuan description of the 10,000-year world, people can fly. Do we believe in these descriptions or not? After the death of Buddha Shakyamuni, his remains were cremated, and numerous crystal clear, colorful, and steel-like solid Sarira were discovered among his ashes. In December 1990, after the passing of the Singaporean Chinese monk Master Hongchuan, 480 colored crystal-like Sarira were found in his ashes. In 1994, during the cremation of Master Yuanzhao's body at the Fahua Temple on Mount Guanyin in Shaanxi, his heart remained intact and transformed into a dark brown, hard relic. For the past 10 years, I have been almost free from illness. On rare occasions when I feel discomfort, taking a painkiller quickly relieves it. Why is that? It's not because I have naturally good health but rather because of my cultivation practice. I have developed a simple and effective method, and the results have been remarkable. When practicing, I am oblivious to extreme cold or hot weather. My mind becomes empty during the practice, and afterwards, my mind is exceptionally clear. The Viagra that can excite human nature, as well as opioids, heroin, and other pain-relieving drugs that can evoke intense emotions and a sense of transcendence, may have no effect on some people. Perhaps you have not heard of this before. In the recent days, in the article, The True Face of Chinese History in 5,000 Years of Up and Down, published on the website, Chinese Soul, the author Xingyuan stated, the perfect return of the Yellow Emperor indicates that human beings can return to the heavens through cultivation. The only channel of communication between humans and gods is cultivation. The Bible, the Quran, the Diamond Sutra, and the Tao Te Ching all contain basic knowledge. However, many people are allergic to this basic knowledge. Regardless of the content of these scriptures, as soon as they hear the word scripture, they become allergic. Furthermore, some people randomly interpret the scriptures, making the originally profound and spiritually scientific wisdom appear mysterious and unfathomable, causing people to feel intimidated. When the seasonal flu virus arrives, many people may catch a cold, but when SARS strikes, some people will never get SARS. In 1348, the Black Death, a widespread outbreak of bubonic plague, claimed the lives of 1/3 of Europe's population, but why didn't the remaining 2/3 die? When periodic cosmic waves arrive, many people die. Whether you flee to the ends of the earth, dive underwater, or burrow underground, you cannot escape the impact of these waves on your nerves and psychological structure. Only those who have cultivated and practiced to an advanced level, whose nerves and psychological structure resonate with these waves, not only do they not feel the arrival of cosmic waves, but they are also unaffected by their negative effects. If you receive the cowpox vaccination, you won't get smallpox. If you enter Lifechanyuan, you won't fear periodic cosmic waves. In the next 3 years or so, perhaps several extraordinary phenomena will occur, and by then, people will understand the true meaning of the birth of Lifechanyuan. Are you allergic to penicillin? What are you not allergic to? Do you have Sarira in your body? When will you have Sarira? People, what are you really living for? Where are you rushing to in your busy lives? What have you truly understood?